So skipping his way through the plumes of dry ice is Julio Cesar Cruz. An expression of complete equanimity. This nothing new for him. In his 6th World Championship appearance as a senior, he's in pursuit of his 5th World Championship gold. Came away with bronze in Yekaterinburg at light heavyweight 2 years ago, but he's been back to his brilliant best over the course of this tournament. Aziz AbbesMouhiidine of Italy, just 23 years of age. His 2nd appearance in a World Senior Championship. You see that plyometric leap, an indicator of the explosive athleticism that he possesses. He's been outstanding in the tournament so far, and he's used that attribute of athleticism to box his way through the tournament, winning 5 contests out of 5.
He's a very, very good mover. Got really good feet, very good upper body movement. He's extraordinarily fit to be able to fight like that. Trains very hard, obviously, but clearly also has a lot of natural athleticism. Boxes out of the southpaw stance. He'll move around Julio Cruz, or at least he'll try to, and use that jab. So I'm fascinated by this one. He is the master, Cruz. He is the master. But Mouhiidine is a puzzle. He's a box of tricks. He can be at times anyway. Massive underdog, but he's high on self-belief. And he's beaten 2 much more experienced opponents in his last 2 fights. Julio Castillo of Ecuador, who's been around forever, really. Been deep in a lot of major tournaments. And then Emmanuel Reyes of Spain, formerly of Cuba, on a split in the semi-final. And Reyes is a real good fighter, and he dealt with him quite comfortably in the end, didn't he?
Yeah, Reyes didn't have the style to deal with the quick twitch movements of the man in blue. Introductions complete. Sporting touch of gloves as referee Said Mufassir sends both boxers back to their respective corners. We await the opening bell in our final contest of Belgrade 2021. The 92-kilogram heavyweight gold medal bout is underway. It's between boxers from Cuba and Italy. The orthodox boxer wearing red is a man who, if you follow this type of boxing, needs no introduction whatsoever. It is Julio Cesar Cruz of Cuba. From Camagüey in the Caribbean island, the southpaw wearing blue, who is looking for straight shots, and that left to the body out of the southpaw stance wasn't too far away. His 23-year-old Aziz AbbesMouhiidine was just put on the end of a straight shot there as Cruz holding his feet, not dancing and gliding, because he will back his timing and reflex to beat his man to the punch. There you see, lays back, his flicking left jab not too far away. Plenty of activity from Mouhiidine in the opening 50 seconds of this first round, but he hasn't really found the mark. And once again, the minimalist movements of Cruz just causing his opponent to miss. Not too far away with that attempted straight shot to the body was Mouhiidine, but there is far more motion from that man as Cruz tucks up behind the chin and then scores with a spearing right hand to the body. Minute gone in the opening round. Swinging and missing is Mouhiidine, kangarooing his way around the canvas of the boxing ring, and in stark contrast, just creeping forward incrementally to get himself into range for that right to the body and left jab to the head is Cruz. Concentration absolute, and this portion, just before that burst of activity from his hands, that is as still as I've seen Mouhiidine for the entire World Championships. He held his feet just as he's doing now, standing in front of Cruz. But Cruz possesses a beguiling quality to his boxing, and if you attempt to do this with him, as he was reached by a southpaw left there, but if you attempt to do that with him, odds are you're going to come off second best. So the man in blue really has his work cut out here. He's 9 years younger, but this, remember, far less experience, just his 2nd World Championships, and he was eliminated in the first preliminary round in Yekaterinburg 2 years ago. As Cruz reaching for a right hand, not too far away. Mouhiidine with his right hand down by his kneecap now, backing his reflexes to avoid the offense that will come his way. Inside the final minutes of the opening round, glancing left hand may have scored from Mouhiidine. Cruz steps forward and lands with a right hand to the sternum of his opponent. There's a tangle, neither man working on the inside, and the Moroccan referee just having to intervene. Range-finding right jab is off the mark. The heads coming dangerously close together there, and Aziz is reaching for his head. Has he sustained an injury? Yes, he has, and it appears to be a significant one as well. My goodness. Just trying to see the referee's gesture. I think he bumped his knuckles together. It's on the blind side of the ring, but always an increased likelihood of a clash of heads when an orthodox and southpaw boxer meet. And why the signal from the referee is important is that if this injury causes the contest to be stopped, the fact that it was sustained and inflicted by an accidental clash of heads rather than a punch means we will go to the scorecards, and the portion of the round where the contest is stopped will be scored. But the doctor is happy for it to continue. And you can see immediately after the treatment of the doctor, the cut is leaking once again. And Cruz getting busy because he knows the context of what that means, because his teammate, Ronnie Iglesias, the two-time Olympic champion, was eliminated in circumstances such as this, when 1 minute and 5 had elapsed on the clock, and Zayed Hussein was busier in that first minute and was declared a unanimous points decision victor. Dramatic first round. I happen to think Cruz did enough to take it, but now Mouhiidine not only facing the best boxer of his generation, one of the best of all time, he's got the adversity of that eye injury to deal with as well.
And I think it's a problem for him. And you look at the cards there, and Cruz has got that for 3 of the judges. Mouhiidine has got it for 2, so that's a decent start there for Mouhiidine, who, as you said, has slowed his feet down more than I've seen him in the championship so far. He's on that borderline of range, and he's backing his hand speed against Cruz's, which is a bold thing to do, and he's got 2 of the judges' cards doing it. I would have gone Cruz, but not by a great deal. I do wonder how this cut is going to affect Mouhiidine. He looked a little bit skittish when it happened, and towards the end of the round there was just blinking his eye, and it's a difficult thing to deal with, or at least it can be. I'm not totally convinced that we're going to get to the end of this fight, which could play a part in tactics from this point on.
Well, immediately on the resumption, the referee calling time and just reminding both boxers that they have to keep their heads up. So with that reminder issued, the second round review resumes, and look at the increase in tempo by both, because they must share your perspective, Andy, that given the severity of that injury, punch output, effective offense, effective aggression is going to be crucial here. And a right hand to the body driven in by Cruz. Mouhiidine, well, he's got significant problems for my money, because he's done brilliantly to get through to this gold medal bout. But again, in against a man of such considerable experience, such immense ability, Aziz Mouhiidine may well have shown all that he knows. Oh, as the heads come together again, and that's bad body language from Mouhiidine. But just like a music group and the second album syndrome, if you've poured everything of your 23 years into the tournament so far, and then you meet a man like this, well, what more do you have to show? And that is the value of experience. And the only way you get experience is to go through the fire. And my goodness, hasn't Julio Cesar Cruz done that during the course of what is a glittering career? Picking up his 2nd Olympic title in successive games earlier this summer in Tokyo, adding to the light heavyweight title he won. Bolo right hand gets through, followed by looping left. Aziz celebrating a single shot success in his southpaw left, may have clipped Cruz. Cruz trying to find a rhythm, left hand landing right at the end of the shot from Aziz, just ruffling the jersey of Cruz. Now, did you see that gesture in the background of the shot? The referee took his fist and placed it into an open palm. So the injury that is being caused by an accidental clash of heads has been worsened by a punch. And so if the injury now causes the bout to be stopped, it will be RSC. Cruz will be the winner. So even more difficulty for the man in blue to negotiate, as he's put on the end of a pecking right cross from Cruz. Minute to go in the second round. Both boxers utterly concentrated on their opponent. 2-shot salvo not too far away from Mouhiidine. Saw Mouhiidine in the gym this morning. at the hotel as Cruz scores with a right cross and a flicking left jab. He wasn't training, he was watching some of his coaches go through the rigors of their workout. Good right left to the body from Mouhiidine. And he just exchanged a glance and some cursory non-verbal communication, gave me a nod and a thumbs up, indicating that he was ready to go when I posed the question. And he's acquitting himself very well, now getting onto the front foot. But this is right in the wheelhouse of Julio Cesar Cruz, who's electing to go on the back foot, and that is where he enjoys success, making the man miss, making him pay, trying to lure in Mouhiidine now. And again, he's chasing shadows, missing by some distance with that attempted left cross to the body. And that must be a new experience for the fighter, for a fighter with such speed and reflex as Mouhiidine. Normally when he lets his hands go, he's touching something. But now, all he's doing is wafting a cool breeze by the body of Julio Cesar Cruz. 2 rounds in the book. I thought he increased the distance between himself and Mouhiidine in that second round.
Again, I thought Mouhiidine did pretty well in that round. He did have his successes, but I agree that Cruz had more of them, and more of them in that second than I think he had in that first. And it's 10-9 across the board there. Mouhiidine is making a good fist of this, though. As you say, the problem for him is that his MO, the way he does things, is that he backs his own speed, his upper body movement and his hand speed to be able to get in, throw the punches, get back out without his opponent laying a glove on him. Now, against Cruz, that's obviously going to be very difficult to do, but you can't just abandon what has worked for you up until this point, give up on it without even trying it. He's trying it, and he's not doing badly with it. He's not doing badly with it at all, but he's up against Julio Cruz, and really that sentence in itself tells you everything about the problems he faces.
So into the third and final round we go. And Aziz AbbesMouhiidine of Italy, contesting his 6th contest of Belgrade 2021 here tonight. He's trailing by 20 points to 18 for 3 of the judges after 2 completed rounds. The second round scored unanimously in favor of Julio Cesar Cruz. And now you see Mouhiidine getting back to his usual approach, up on his toes, dodging, darting left and right, letting his hands go with rapid fire flurries. Cruz just looking to slow down the tempo. He disengages and draws his man towards him, trying to reel him into that trap where he fires a hard right hand to the body like that. But credit to Mouhiidine, he came right back with a left cross of his own. Now the corner have done an outstanding job on that cut, because remember, when the doctor treated it after the first inspection, it started to leak once again. Good right hand to the body came behind a left jab from Cruz. But they've used the end swell, they've used the cotton swab and the adrenaline solution, and they have staunched the flow of blood. But at this type of tempo, approaching the midpoint of the final round, Mouhiidine needs a knockout. He's put in the end of a whiplash lead left there from Cruz, who is inching his way towards the ropes. He'll know where he is in the boxing ring. Scores with a left hand to the body, then a right before backing up. Mouhiidine followed him and did catch him with a backhand. He's working away furiously to the body of the man in red. He's looking to the referee and saying, look, the veterans tie me up, give me a break here. But all of that just takes time off the clock. Cruz looking to keep his chin out of harm's way, even though he's presenting it because of that move there. Exchange of shots where both boxers landed. But this is where Cruz is at his majestic best. Gliding around the boxing ring, seemingly in slow motion, but so fluid. Again, how on earth did he escape from what seemed to be a cul-de-sac? In the corner, shots being fired by a man who is pure fast twitch, and he managed to escape, and he's put on the ends of 2 right hands there, the second one something of a slap. But Julio Cesar Cruz looking to secure his 5th World Championship gold here in Belgrade. And is that a cut beginning to leak again? It's on the other side of Mouhiidine's face, so he really is in the wars here. 10-second clapper means that Cruz is edging ever closer, and he's being counted down by the fans here at the Stark Arena, because Julio Cesar Cruz has resumed regular service once again. After coming away with championship bronze in Yekaterinburg 2 years ago, moving up to the heavyweight division. And the customary appearance of Julio Cesar Cruz on top spot of a world championship podium has been reinstated. Wonderful to see that sportsmanship. Very much a case of master facing off against apprentice. But what a wonderful learning experience for Aziz AbbesMouhiidine of Italy. He should be ecstatic with the tournament that he has had. 6 contests to get himself into the gold medal bout. He won 5 of them, and it took a boxer of the considerable excellence of Julio Cesar Cruz to deny him top spot on the podium. As for Cruz, that is now 5 world championship golds in this, his 6th appearance in the global event. The golden grin of Julio Cesar Cruz illuminating the Stark Arena here. A fistful of world championship gold for the peerless Julio Cesar Cruz. He now moves into sole possession on the all-time list. And look at the respect that exists between he and the coaches and he and the boxers. He's now in sole possession of the #2 spot all-time, breaking the tie that he shared with Juan Hernandez Sierra, his compatriot. And now, only Felix Savon, with 6 gold medals, stands above Julio Cesar Cruz on the all-time list. Aziz AbbesMouhiidine, a brilliant silver medal for him. But a quick kneel to the canvas, and there is confirmation that it is indeed 5 world championship golds for the brilliant Julio Cesar Cruz, the winner and world champion once again.
What can you say about him? What else can you say about him? When he suffered that stoppage against Khalil Coe in 2018 and then got bronze in 2019, and it just looked like he was slowing down, his reflexes were going a bit, and that's what you expect as somebody gets older, and I just thought maybe he was coming to the end, but he made the massive step up from 81 to 91, what is now 92 in this tournament, which is a stone and a half in old money. And at that point, I wasn't sure about that. I thought the bigger men might hit a little bit too hard. That, allied with the fact that his reflexes maybe weren't quite as quick, could be a problem. But he's proved everybody who doubted him